Morning. This video is going to walk you through drawing a foundation detail, and this will be kind of the structural instructions for that foundation detail. And I'm going to go through it quick, or I'm going to try to get through it quick, because you should already be building a skill set of how to use the tools and everything in AutoCAD, so I shouldn't really have to, it shouldn't be necessary to show you each and every step and each and every tool to use, but mainly just how to draw. So I'm going to kind of go through it sort of quickly. The next one that you have, the next foundation that you design, you're going to actually design from a set of instructions and not from a video demonstration such as this one. So there's going to be two foundations that you draw, this one and then the one that you're going to draw from instruction. So to start with, how I normally do it, now you can do it any way that you want to, whatever gets you the end product most efficiently. And the way I'm going to do it is I start with my top and my bottom, go ahead and get my all of my height and everything set, and then sort of fill in between. This is going to be the top of my stem wall, or starting with the top of my stem wall. I'm going to offset this. My stem wall is going to be 2 foot with an 8-inch footing, so I'm going to offset this line 2 foot 8 inches, okay? And then I'm going to start building the footing. Okay, the footing is going to be 16 inches wide, and I can start right here on the corner if I want to. Okay, it's going to be 16 inches wide and 8 inches thick. Okay, and then I can start trimming some things. And of course you don't have to, you can wait till you're done before you start trimming. Alright, now there's also a keyway inside of this footing. A keyway is kind of like a notch in the concrete that's really just formed by placing a kind of an angular shaped piece of metal down into the wet cement and kind of forming it around that. And that allows the stem wall, keeps the stem wall from shifting once it's put down, because most of these parts in a lot of cases are poured separately. You pour the footing, let it harden, and then you pour the stem wall on top of the footing, and the stem wall would need something to make sure, or to help it maintain stability. So what I do is keyway is probably about 2 inches thick or 2 inches deep. So I'm going to find the center of my footing. I'm going to draw a 2-inch line down to the bottom, just there a little bit there, and then I'm going to start at about 2 inches out on each side with another line. Okay, so I'm going to find my geometry here and kind of drag over to the left about 2 inches. Then I'm going to come down right in here. 70-degree angle seems like it's a good angle, and I'm going to do the same thing again over here. 2 inches. Come down, find my geometry, and we're going to do whatever the opposite of 70 degrees is. I'm not going to try to sit here and try to mathematically figure it out. Maybe I can do it in my head, but I'm not going to do that either. I'm just going to draw it, okay? Because the keyway is not going to be perfect anyway when they lay it out. And trim that out. Okay, so now there's that notch that your stem wall is going to kind of pour into. Now while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and make this one whole unit, one polyline, and I can do that just by selecting everything and typing join, and now it's all one unit. Okay, now for my stem wall, okay, it's probably good to start, I would say, from here. Now the stem wall itself is 16 inches wide. No, I'm sorry, the footing is 16 inches wide. The stem wall is going to be 8 inches. So what I would do here is just kind of start drawing 4 inches in, identify the geometry, 4 inches, alright, and then I'm just going to offset that 8 inches. And if I didn't say so already, this is a T-type foundation. Now I am going to have, like I said, we're going to have a slab that you already have. I'm going to offset that. My slab itself is going to be 6 inches. I'm going to go ahead and go with a 6-inch slab. It's going to be a heavy-duty slab. Okay. So here's what I want to do some trimming. I'm going to put a expansion joint right here. Okay, and to do that, I will offset this about 1 inch, do some trimming. Okay, we'll come back, we'll actually fill that with some material to represent the bituminous material, the asphalt type material that would go in there and allow for expansion. Okay, so we got our stem wall and all that's good. Okay, so now we need to kind of draw where the earth is and how the earth is in comparison to the stem wall and everything. So the way I'm going to draw my earth is I'm actually going to go in here and use one of these two tools right here, which I'm not sure if I've shown you how to do that yet. But these are spline tools. One's a spline fit and one's a spline curve, I think that means. I'm going to use a spline curve. You can use whichever one you want to. And I'm going to put my earth, this is important, you need to have at least 8 inches of exposed foundation, exposed stem wall. So I'm going to start 8 inches down, start coming out. And because this is earth, I mean, you could just draw a straight line and be perfectly fine. Or you can draw something that kind of represents what earth would look like. So that is the natural grade. That is the grade level. Now, in here, our grade level is going to be a slightly lower, only because it's been been excavated. It doesn't have to be that much lower because there's not going to be any kind of a basement or crawl space or anything like that. Okay, so there's the earth. This right here is going to be filled with sand. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that. And really, that's all that's left. Next is the hatching. Is I want to hatch this material to make it look like the material, what it's supposed to represent. And also here, I can also do a J-bolt for the walls that are going to bolt down to the stem wall. And I can make that a little bit thicker so it looks more like a J-bolt. 60 millimeters. Let's go up to 1.4 millimeters. Okay. And two, I also need to seal everything off here so I can hatch some of that. So I'm just going to take a regular line tool. I'm going to draw across here. This will kind of define my area. Okay, so now I can actually hatch everything. And right here, I'm going to actually seal this off too with a kind of a curved type of line because it's going to represent more of a flexible type material. All right, and as far as drawing, there it is. Now, of course, we just go into hatching, and I want to find the concrete hatch right here. Everything is concrete. I'm going to click inside of it and make it concrete. Okay, now I'm going to hatch again. I'm going to hatch earth this time. Earth right here. And I need to scale that up some. You just hold down that scale button. Okay. And now I need to fill this with compacted sand. It's up top here. Sand. All right. And sometimes your cursor will get a little bit stuck when you're trying to place your hatchings. It kind of slows down the program a little bit. And here I'm going to scale it down a lot smaller so I get it real grainy looking like so. Okay, and then on here I would go ahead and draw part of my wall. Okay, so right here what I want to draw is a 2x4, basically the cut end of a 2x4, which is my sole plate, and it needs to be 3.5 inches. And then here we're going to apply a short break line. Okay. All right, that's it. Now I'll do some more hatching to my wall here so you can see what that is supposed to be. And when I come back, I'll actually have the dimensions already applied. Okay, now this is my finished foundation detail. I'll kind of take you on a tour around this. You see I have my labels where I label all the parts with kind of a trade name and an official name, I guess. And everything is labeled. You see here where I put in my hatchings for the earth, the sand, the concrete, and the different wall components here. And the wall, of course, isn't the primary concern on this particular foundation, but you do want to put that there. Sometimes the wall is actually part of the wall plan, or the wall detail is part of the foundation detail in some cases. But here we are. And if you need to know how to cut these footings out right here, or I mean not the footings, but cut the hatching out so that you have your text where it can be read, just ask me and I'll show you how to do that. It's real easy. Go ahead and place everything first, and then I'll show you how to kind of correct that. But anyway, that's it. See if you can draw one just like that.